the experimenting the resource unit, how you can experiment. Good morning, students. Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is experimenting the resource unit from the curriculum. Now, these are the learning objectives of today's topic: experimenting resource unit. That you will able to define the concept. What do you mean by experimenting with resource unit, and what are the different recommendations given for the experimental resource units. Do not rush to completely replace all curriculum materials. Means when we are constructing, are developing, when we are modifying the curriculum, we should not in a habit that we should completely replace all curriculum material that are available. No, we have to make the modifications, we have to make changes or make an improvement in that. Slowly, we do not rush to completely replace all curriculum material. State districts and schools should not rush to purchase an entirely new set of curriculum material. Means states, those who are implementing that curriculum, those who are executing that curriculum, district level, the curriculum which has been used at the district, and schools should not rush to purchase an entirely new set of curriculum. That means, first of all, we do not replace all curriculum, and second thing is that the school should not rush to purchase an entirely new set of the curriculum materials. Since many existing materials means the material currently available are not aligned with the next generation science standards. Means many existing materials means many existing curriculum materials are not aligned with the next generation science standards that need to be changed, that need to be modified. Until materials are available, until new materials are available, means we have to use the pre existing materials that are available. District leadership teams in science will need to work with teachers to revise existing units. Now, what they are saying, district leaders, teams, science will need to work with teachers. When we are changing the curriculum, when we are modifying the curriculum, it should not be that a modification has to be done and all the curriculum has been changed. No, it should not be like that. Means every individual or district leaders team established and that they should work with the teachers so that the curriculum, the new modified curriculum can be easily implemented or executed in the district area. Until new materials are available, means new changes that have been introduced in the curriculum are not available to the individuals that time. What they can do that the district leadership in science will need to work with teachers. They have to work with the teachers. Still, the teachers will not able to get the new to revise existing units. Now they have to work where that they have to work in that area where they have to revise the existing units. Means modification, change, or improvement has to be done. And identify supplemental resources to support the new visions of instruction. And identify, you have to find out supplemental resources means extra resources that can be used by the teacher to support the new vision of instructions, and means that supplemental resources means the additional resources should be used by the teacher to support the new vision of instruction, that these are new visions of instructions. In searching for supplemental materials means finding out the new materials or the additional material. District leaders of the district and teachers should designed around goals for student learning that are consistent with NGSS. And means in searching for supplementary materials means when all are searching for finding out the additional materials that are required for the education of the district leaders means the leaders of the and teachers should look for those designed around goals for student learning that are consistent with the NGSS means with the objectives with the goal of that. Means students learning should be that we will able to fulfill or able to achieve the goals decided by them also. Recommendations decided on course scope. Now, what will be the course scope? The course scope will be based on the uh, of that particular course. That aim and that goal aims decide the scope of that particular curriculum and sequencing. Now, what is sequencing? The how curriculum should be sequenced in front of the learners. State and district leaders need to make decisions regarding the scope and sequences of courses in science. Means the state and district leaders they work with the help with the teachers, and they should work in that area that will need to make decisions, and they have to take the decisions. Appropriate decisions should be taken by them regarding the scope, that this is the scope of that particular curriculum and sequences of course, and these are the sequence of course in science. Means the courses should be delivered to the students in that particular order. The process of planning open sequences should be guided by the strategy outlined in the HGSS. The process of planning means how the curriculum should be planned, how the curriculum should be delivered to the student. So, what is the scope of that particular curriculum or that particular content? And sequence. What should be the order of that particular content? Means the process of planning, scope, and sequence be guided by the strategies. Means all the things should be guided by the strategies, the techniques, or the suggestions, or the guidelines given by the NG. Is all the planning and sequencing should be done according to the strategies outlined given by the NGSS. Now, evaluation of local change initiative showed that lesson based on instruction material designated by the district were more likely to be rated as high quality than lessons that were heavily modified by individual teachers. Now, what they are saying that evaluations of the local system change when we are making an evaluation, when we are assessing evaluations of the local system change, when we are evaluating of the local system initiative shows that what it shows that lesson based on instructional material means the lesson plans which are based on instructional material designed by the district means that curriculum instructional material are designed by the district members were more likely to be rated as high quality. That means that curriculum will be considered as of quality than lessons that were heavily modified by individual teachers. Means those lessons which are designed by the districts more likely to be rated as high quality lessons that were heavily designed or modified or created by the individual teachers only. So when we are modifying the curriculum, when we are making the changes in the curriculum, we should keep in mind that we should take the opinions of the district levels officers also, or the district leaders also, when they are framing curriculum on that. And this was the definition given by Boss and Benillo in 2004. Use of designated instructional material was positively correlated with several key outcomes. Means district designated instructional material means the instructional material that has been used by the district designation means who are designing the curriculum at the district level was positively correlated with several key outcomes. Means that curriculum that has been designed with the correlated with several key outcomes, that these are the outcomes of that particular curriculum or the topics, including more frequent of investigate classroom practices. Are the classroom practices that has to be used, greater emphasis on important and developmentally appropriate mathematics and science, frequently use of investigate classroom practices, what classroom practices should be adopted so that outcomes of the learner should be improved, they achieve better, and greater emphasis on important and developmentally appropriate mathematics and science, and that will help them to develop appropriate mathematics and subjects, instructional materials. Combinations of professional development and the use of designated instruction materials appears to have a great effect than either factor alone. What they are saying that the combination of professional development, when the professional development are involved in the modification or the improvement of the curriculum, use of designated instructional material and the use of design what type of instruction material should be given appear to have a greater effect than either factor alone. Means both these factors should be used in a combined way when we want to make a good type of curriculum and when we are preparing a curriculum that can be used for improvement in the achievements of the learners or the outcomes of the learner. So, combination of professional development and the use of design instruction material when they these all the things will be used or they have a greater effect. Either factor alone, if we are focusing only on professional development, then also that will not have so much effect. And when we are just using the designated instruction material, then also it will not have such much amount of achievement. Achievement or improvement will only be there when both these things will be used all together. Also, as teachers participated in more professional development, teachers participated in more professional development means the teachers are continuously involved in the professional developmental activities. Means they are participating in activities and the seminars or the webinars for their professional growth. Also, as in more professional development, their use of district designated material increase. When they are participating in more professional development courses, then what will happen? Their use of the district designated material increase. And what will happen if they will increase the use of these district designated materials? Then what will happen? The students' achievement will be improved. Their outcomes will be better. Scope and sequence is essentially important. Scope, what is the scope of that particular curriculum? What would be the scope of that particular subject? Sequence, the order in which the content has to be present to the learner. Scope and sequence is especially important for 6 to 12. Means those individuals who are studying in the grade 6 to 12, we must focus on the scope of the curriculum and the sequence of the subject matter which has to be presented to the learner. For which the performance expectations of the next generation science standards are organized, and on the basis of the those sequencing and the scope of that particular grade for which the performance expectations that we are expecting this type of performances from the in that grade for which the performance expectations of the next generation science standard are organized in grade bands from 6 to 8 or 9 to 12. Experts in curriculum development, those who have sufficient knowledge and they are working in the field of how to improve the curriculum, how to develop the curriculum, and experts on the effective implementation of science practices and Those experts, those who are working on the effective implementation, is how that curriculum should be implemented in a very effective manner. Of science practices in the classroom, of different science practices that can be used for improvement in the outcomes of the science in the development of the students' outcomes or the achievements. That expertise can considerably enrich the outcomes of redesign efforts and the teacher learning that occurs through the work. That expertise, those who are working for the improvement of the curriculum or the development of the curriculum, can considerably enrich. They are the outcomes of efforts that these outcomes or the learners will able to achieve this much, and the teaching learning that occurs through the work, and what is the teaching or the learning that will be occur through the work in that areas. Be critical consumer of new curriculum material. You should be critical while you are using the new curriculum material, whether that material will be useful for the learner, or there should be some improvement in that curriculum material. Now you have to give a fair opinion regarding the new materials to be used. District leaders should plan to adopt and invest in curriculum material. Means district leaders should plan. They uh, uh, should plan to adopt, means they will adopt that particular curriculum and invest in curriculum materials, and how that can be done in the curriculum materials, the materials that will be used for giving the educations to the students, that curriculum material developed by for the next generation science standards, and that has been developed for the next generation science standards. When high quality material become available, means the materials that are of high quality becomes available and in keeping with their own curriculum adaptations to schedule become available and in keeping with their own curriculum adaptations schedule, means how they will adapt that particular curriculum, and a particular schedule is prepared for that adaptation. District leadership team should use a clear set of measures. Means those leaders who are working at the district level should use a clear set of measures and tools. These are the measurements and these are the measures and the tools or the techniques which will be used so that the implementation of the curriculum should be in a proper manner. With which to judge whether curriculum materials are truly consistent with the goal, or with which to judge they have to make adjustment whether the curriculum material that has been prepared are truly consistent with the goals of that particular subject or not. A framework for 12 science education means a framework which will be prepared for class 12 science education. Practices, what practices should be cross-cutting, what core ideas and the and individuals involved in the adaptation process should be trained to use those major patterns. Now, in the adaptation process, those who are adapting the new curriculum, the modified curriculum, should be trained to use those measures, and mainly should train individuals to use that particular curriculum. Then they will be able to adopt that particular changes in the curriculum. Attend to coherence in the curriculum. Curriculum designers and curriculum selection team should ensure that curriculum materials are designed current trajectory for students' learning. That the curriculum materials are designed in such we should design in such a way that it should be coherent trajectory for students' learning. The performance expectations in the next generation science standard. How much we are expecting learners, what will be their performances in that particular area. Are the target outcomes for the end of the grade level are target outcomes for the end of the grade level means the students will be able to achieve that much. Our grade band and curriculum need to elaborate on a sequence of experiences that will help students meet those expectations. And sequence of experiences means the experiences should be given or what should be the order of giving those experiences to the learner so that those will help the students to meet those expectations. Students need to experience the practices, the the practices area in varied combinations, in various combinations, and in a multiple contexts to be able to use them as to meet the NGS's performance expectations. Now, these are references, you can refer these references for further reading on that particular topic of content. Now let us discuss some MCQs on the basis of the topic which we have learned today. Now, as MCQs are the best tools for measuring the learning outcomes of the learners. Now, the first one is the full form of NGSS is. Now, the options are A. Next Generation Science Standard, whether it is being called as the Next Generation Science Standard. Option B. Next Generation Science Scripts, whether it has been called as Next Generation Science Scripts. C. Next Generation Science Standard, whether it been called as a Next Generation Science Standard. Or it's D. Next Generation Science Standards. Now, the correct answer is option A, that is next generation science standards. Now, scope and sequence is especially important for the when we are talking about the important scope and sequencing, and that is especially important for which grade students. Whether options are A 6 to 12, B 5 to 12, C 6 to 11, or D 5 to 12. So the correct answer is 6 to 12 means the scope and sequence is especially important for grades from 6 to 12. The process of planning, scope, and sequence should be guided by the strategies outlined in the dash. Means the process of planning, how to plan a curriculum, what are its scope, and in what order the content should be presented. All these should be guided by the strategies outlined in what. Select one NSS, NSS, CGS, D, and GPS. So the correct answer is option B, that is GSS, means the process of planning, scope, and sequence should be guided by the strategies outlined in NGSS. Now, who had stated that evaluation of the local system changes, evaluation of the local system change, it showed that lesson based on lessons based on instructional material designed by districts were more likely to be rated as high quality than lessons heavily modified by individual teachers. Means who has given that definition and stated that when the lesson plans are made by the district level means they are of high quality we are making by the individual teacher. And now the options are options A, vows and value. A, that is vows and value. Who stated that as teacher participated in more professional development, the use of district designated materials participated in more professional development when teachers are getting or professional development courses or joining the FDPs or seminars or workshops that their use of district designated material means the use of the district designated material that has been prepared. The use of the district designated material when they are involved or participating in the more professional developmental courses. Now, the options are A, Francis, B, Hack, C, Pattern, or it's D, Alexander. So the correct answer is option B, that is Hack. Now, option C, curriculum designers and curriculum selection means those who are designing the curriculum and curriculum those who are selecting that this should be in the curriculum. Team should ensure that means those who are working in curriculum selection and curriculum designing, those teams should ensure that materials are designed with a coherent trajectory for student learning. Now the options are A curriculum, option B syllabus, C content, or it's D topic. So the correct answer is option A, that is curriculum. So curriculum designers and curriculum selection team should ensure that curriculum matter are designed with a coherent trajectory for student learning. So any material which are designed for that, it should be coherent trajectory for students learning means it should work for the learning of the students or the learners. Now, seventh one dash involved in the adaptation process should be to use those measures and tools. Options are A individuals, B group, C fixed, or D participant. So dash involved in the adaptation process, which is involved in that and should be trained and this should be trained to use those measures and tools. Now, the correct answer is option A, that individuals are involved in the adaptation process, how we are adapting the curriculum, and they should train to use those measures and tools means we have to give them the training so that they can able to use those measures and tools respectively or in a better manner. Option A, a dash of the local system change means when we are changing the local system. Initiatives show that lesson based on instructional material designated by the districts show that lesson based on instructional material means those lessons which are prepared on the basis of the instructional material that are designed by the district. What will happen? Option A, evaluations. Option B, predictors. Option C, needs. And option D, desire. Who is it? The correct answer is option A, that is evaluations. Now, the 91 dash need to experience the practices in varied combination and in multiple contexts to be able to use them as required to meet the NGS's performance expectation. Need to experiences the practices means we have in the need to experiences the practices or which are given to them in varied combination in various combinations and in multiple contexts and in multiple situations or to be able to use them and you are able to use them as required to meet the NGS performance expectations. And the options are A student, B teachers, C evaluators, or a D tester. Now, who should be that? Now, the correct answer is option A, that is students. So, students should need to expedite their practices. Now, question number 10. Local agents do not rush to completely replace all dash material. Means local workers, local district officers, those who are working in the curriculum modification or the improvement in the curriculum. Local agents do not rush, means they should not work and they do not rush so that they have to completely replace all the curriculum materials or at the syllabus materials or the content materials or the topic material. Now, you have to select the correct answer from the basis of the given choices: A. Curriculum, B. Syllabus, C. Content, or it's D. Topic. So the correct answer is option A. That is, curriculum means local agents do not rush to completely replace all the curriculum materials. Thank you, students. With this topic, you will be able to understand that in this way, the experimented resources should be used. These are the different recommendations that has been implemented if we want to make a curriculum to be useful or to be beneficial, and the more outcomes can be achieved. So we have to work on that. The local district areas and the teachers or the instructional material, those who are preparing that should work all together. They should work all together so that the improved curriculum should be there. And till the new curriculum materials are available to the teachers, the district level team leaders or the members should work with the teachers so that the new curriculum can be properly implemented in the curriculum. Now, thank you, students. Thank you so much.